MRO here. Another week has gone by. I know, time's just flying. Today we're going to do a super quick project. There's going to be two little ones because they work up really quickly for the holidays. So it's just something really quick and easy that you can make for yourself or for other people as little gifts. And it won't break your bank account. There are ways to cut costs as well. So first one is a little wreath that you can hang, or you can, if you want, you can pin it. Put a pin on the back and pin it. But yeah, we're gonna make something really quick and easy. And then the other one is obviously a little snowflake. So for these things, I'm going to list all of the essentials and supplies in the description. But I am using 1.5 inch rings here. And if you can't find these, they're just really basic things here. These are crochet rings. If you can't find these, I've also used as an alternative, if you find that it's cheaper, is curtain rings. Sorry for the noise there. So you can use curtain rings. They're a little bit heavier too, or you can get plastic ones, and they're about the same size. Another option is to use hair ties. So if you have hair ties, just double it up. So use 2 of these, and so that it's a little bit more sturdy. So you can use these, and or you can use if you buy like a gallon of milk and the little ring that comes on the top, you can use those as well. So just save those. You're saving the environment and recycling and reusing, so you can use those sorts of things as well. These little cute things, basically I'll link to them. They're super cheap. They're like under $2. You can get them at your favorite craft store. And then these little bells, these are called Liberty bells, whatever they are called, wherever you are, that is them, if you can see that. Okay, so apart from that, if you want to decorate around, you'll need some regular sewing thread and some of these little beads, whatever color you want. I have usually use red and white or silver for holiday projects. So that is it. That is all you need. And of course, you are going to need yarn. You can use whatever yarn you want. If you want to use thicker yarn, I use either cotton or acrylic. This one is cotton here, and this is acrylic. So anything that you can, not too thick. You don't want, bulky yarn. You want it to be able to go around a little circle. So yeah, that's about it. And whatever colors you want as well. So you can mix and match, make it red around here, or green, or make it all white, or make them light blue. Those are all pretty. So yeah, the choice is up to you. So we will begin very easily. I'm going to be using a 4. Let me just bring this thing around here so I can see, and you can see. You can see that. I'm just gonna draw that in for you. So yeah, it's a 4mm hook, and super easy. So I'm going to start with the wreath, and also these are great projects if you have extra yarn you just want to get rid of. So that is also useful. So I'm using cotton here. And I just created a slip knot, and I'm just going to take my ring and then put my hook through and pull the yarn through. So you just yarn, you just crochet as normal. So just lock it in place like that. And around your circle, you do 36 single crochets. So how about you do that? So just yarn over there and pull it through. So that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. So just go all the way around and do 36, and I'll meet you back at the start here. Okay, we're back. So we've done 36 single crochets all the way around, and you just end with a slip stitch into your first stitch, and then you chain 1, and then you single crochet into the same space. And now all the way around, it's going to be the same pattern. So you chain 2, skip a stitch, and then into the next stitch you do a single crochet, and then chain 2, skip a stitch, go into the next stitch, and single crochet. So you do that all the way around. Chain 2, skip a stitch, and a single stitch into the next, and do that all the way around, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so we've finished off our chain 2, single crochet, chain 2s, and got a little bit of a frill around here. So just slip stitch into your first single crochet at the top, and then super easy, chain 1 again. You will be starting with, here, let me move this out of the way so you can see. You can see here that there's a chain 2 space. So into that you chain, or sorry, you don't chain, you do 5 double crochets. So turn over, pull through, so that's 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, and then that gives you a little sort of leaf. Into the next chain space you do a slip stitch, and then into the next chain space you do another 5 double crochets. So 1, 2, 3, 4. Into the next chain space is a slip stitch, and then another 5 double crochet. And then a slip stitch into the next, and then into the next chain space you do 5 more double crochets. Okay, then slip stitch, and into the next one, actually So that's what it should look like so far. Into the next one, we're going to do our 5. And then this is where, if you want a bell or an ornament of some kind, this is the 5 double crochets where you will add your little decorative thing. Now some of these are just hooks that you can hook on, so just like that. Let me bring that in for you to see. So if you can see that, yeah, so basically it's just a hook, and then you can close it into the yarn. But if you have these circles here, then you will have to cut your yarn. So you have to leave, you kind of have to eyeball it and leave enough yarn to finish off here. So just maybe cut enough yarn, kind of just eyeball it like that. And then you have an end here that I just cut from the ball. And then you just take your whatever you want to use. So I'll use some silver bells, and then you just have to pull your yarn all the way through. Make sure it's not knotted. And so it'll hang sort of like that. And then you continue. So you continue on. I usually do have the little symbol, the little decorative piece after, between the 4th and the 5th, because you usually have 9 sort of circle or half circles, leaves or whatever they're called, around your wreath. So between the 5th, the 4th and the 5th one, or you can do it between the 5th and the 6th one, whatever you prefer. But this is the moment that you do that. So you can continue on with that, and then I will meet you back at the start when you have all 9 leaves. Okay, so see you in a few minutes. Okay, so we've made it. We've got our 9 little leaves around our wreath. We have our little cute thingamabob, these are bells, in the middle. So now it's just a matter of finishing it off. That is how easy this is. So here it kind of looks like you've made an extra one, but you haven't. You just slip stitch into the bottom chain or single crochet that you had done, and that gives you 9. Now what you can do at this point with your yarn, you can either chain, I usually chain about 30, or between 30 and 34, to make a little loop here. Or if you just want it as a pin, then you clearly don't put a loop on it. But these are nice to hang all over the place. So yeah, so you basically just chain up 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 21, 22, 23, 24, 30. So you can do that and then go into, like I said, so you've started on one side of the leaf, just end up on the, just do, fasten it off with a slip stitch on the other side of your leaf, just like that. And then it's centered as well, and your little decorative thing will be centered as well. And then you can just sew this in, this little last bit. So that is almost it. When you're, oh, well, if you do have beads around, that is also super simple. You just take a sewing needle and some thread, just like that. I usually double it up and then knot it at the end, however you want to knot it. So pull up your, so start at the top, pull up your knotted yarn, thread, and put your bead on and just put it through the top, just like that. And there, that's all it is. So then you, wherever you want your second one, you can eyeball it. You can spread them out, or you can have them very close all the way around. I usually sort of eyeball it so that they match the leaves here all the way around. But yeah, just continue that way. I'm just going to show you quickly a different route to take if you don't want to use beads and you want to do something that's still kind of festive. A different way to do this that is equally cute is to take a piece of, you can take whatever color you want. Obviously red is another festive color. Just take a small little bit of yarn of your choice. This again is just cotton, and take a yarn needle this time, so it's not a regular sewing needle, and weave that through. But instead of starting at the top like you would with the beads, you start at the bottom and just go through. And what you do is leave a tail here. So if you can see that, just leave a tail and go through like that. And then wherever you want it to show through, just to give it a little bit of color. So I'm just skipping some of the gaps, and some of the leaves, going through like that. So in and out, very easy. And actually with this as well, you can still put some beads in there, and that would look really cute. So just go all the way around. Don't tie up your, oop. So when you've made it to the bottom, if we ever make it, we're almost there. So once you make it to the bottom, go through the same hole that you started, just like that, and then you can fasten it off. So it leaves you with a long tail, and you just tie a bow. And here you can get creative and actually, instead of, if you don't want to weave the little decorative thing into the wreath, you can add, whoops, I just dropped one. You can add it in here at this point. It is up to you, but that is how, it looks a little bit wonky. Let me fix that. There. So that's that. So those are two ways that you can do these. You can mix and match, and you can also, like I said, put the beads around as well, just to make it even more fancy and elaborate. So that is the first little decoration that you can do. And for the second one, that is pretty much the same, except for one thing. So I will just quickly walk you through that. I'm going to start with some white again. And again, just find whatever ring you want to use. And it's going to be 30 single crochets around your 1.5 or 2 inch circle. Okay, so I'm again using a 4mm hook, and so if you work on that, just going around and getting 36 single crochets all the way around, I will meet you back at the start. Okay. Okay, we are back with our, if you have 36 single crochets in your loop, I'm going to get you to undo one of them so you have 35. And that is only if you have these decorative things. If you don't have these and you're not adding any of these in, don't worry about that. Then just do 36. But if you have a decorative little charm that you want to add, then make sure that you have 35 on here first, and then make sure that you don't cut your yarn too close, but you need to cut your yarn. So leave about, I don't know, 30 centimeters, like the length of a ruler or something, just so that you have enough. And then take your little charm and add that on. So you have your little charm there, and you want to make sure that you are including it, hugging it in. Don't worry if it's flipped the wrong way, because it's going to show up on that side. Whatever side it shows up on is your right side. So there you go. That is how you add those on in the middle. Or if you want it on the bottom, then remember that halfway through, that's where you add your charm. And then if you want to continue with the same color, then do that. If you want to continue with white or silver or red or green, blue, I'm actually going to switch colors right here. This is where we're going to switch colors. If you chain one and into that same stitch, add your new color and do a single crochet. And there is your new color. And then all the way around, you can see that, sorry, I'm too low, do a single crochet all the way around. So that is how simple that is. So you will still have 36 single crochets all the way around. And when you're done that row or that round, you will do another row of single crochet. So when you're done this round, slip stitch at the top, chain one, and into the same stitch you do a single crochet, and then crochet all the way around. So you'll have 2 rounds of this color. So just so that we are clear, I will show you. Okay, my camera keeps dying, so I hope you can see this. Almost done. This first row, like I said, you're just doing a single crochet in every stitch around until you have, until you have 36. Better? Whew, we will get there. So once we have that, then if I was confusing, I'll just show you. You just slip stitch into the first stitch, your starting stitch, and then chain one, and then to the next stitch you do a single crochet, and you do single crochets again all the way around, so until you have 36. So if you do that, and I'll meet you back at the start. Okay, so we've got a little candy, peppermint candy going here. 36, you're done. So this again, either if you're continuing on with the same color, then don't bother with this part, but if you are switching your color, I am switching to white again. So you just connect that as you would normally with a stitch. So what you can do, instead of your slip stitch here, I just usually undo that and join my yarn, my new color here, and that gives it as kind of a smoother transition, just like that, if you can see. And so then after that you chain one, and in all of these spaces around, actually here is a good time to do your single crochet into the same stitch, and then chain two, and then you're going to skip two and single crochet into the next stitch. So chain two, single crochet into, you skip 2 stitches and then single crochet, chain 2, skip 2 stitches and single crochet, chain 2, skip 2, single crochet. So do that all the way around, and shouldn't take you very long, but you can pause the video now if you need to, and I'll meet you back at the beginning. Okay, so now that we've done our chain twos and skips, we're on to the snowflake part of our little ornament. So what we do is we will double crochet into, you should have a chain two space next to your start. So just double crochet into that once. And then you're going to do a picot. So that's 1, chain 4, 2, 3, 4. Okay. And then take your hook and go into the bottom of where you've started your chain. You slip into that and then slip into the next little loop. So you'll have 3 on your hook, then yarn through, or pull your yarn through that, and then pull your yarn through the last one, and that's going to give you a little bulb thing here. So that's your first picot. So then we double crochet again into that same space, and you do another picot. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Now find the bottom of where your chains are and go into those 2 loops. Yarn over and pull your yarn through all the loops on your hook. That's your second picot. Double crochet again. And another picot. So chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the bottom, go into 2 of those loops, pull your yarn through all of the loops on your hook. That's your third picot. Okay, double crochet again. And then another picot. 1, 2, 3, 4. Find the base, go through that, pull your yarn through all 3 loops on your hook. That's 4 picots. And then 1 more double crochet into that same space. And that is your first snowflake. Okay, so that's basically one of those. And so into the next chain 2 space, you do a single crochet. And then into the next space, you do another one of these. So it's double crochet, do a picot, so 1, 2, 3, 4 chains, go into the base, pull your yarn through all of those on your hook, then double crochet again, chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, go into the base and pull that up, double crochet again, and then another picot, so that's chain 4, 1, 2, 3, 4, into the base, pull your yarn through all the loops, and then double crochet again, and 1 more picot. That's 4 chains, into the base, pull your yarn through, and then end with a double crochet. So you will have 5 double crochets and 4 picots, and then into the next chain 2 space you single crochet 1, then jump to the next space, and then you do another one of these. So that's another, so it's double crochet, picot, double crochet, picot, double crochet, picot, double crochet, picot, double crochet. And that is basically the pattern for this. And then beside it you do a single crochet. So if you continue all the way around, and I will meet you at the very top again just to finish it off. Hi, we're back. We're almost done. So the same way you did a little loop on your little wreath, if you've done that, you do the same sort of thing here. Another way, if you don't want it to look like a handle, is to just start in the middle and chain up one, do about 30, between 30 and 35, depending on how big you want your loop. So 30, and then if you want to do it a quick way, is go back into the start where you started your chain. It's backwards, and slip stitch into that space and go through. So you can slip stitch, pull everything through, and then just fasten off. If I can do that, I will show you. Yeah, so then you just fasten it off. Like that. And pull your yarn through your loop just like that. And so it gives it a closer kind of loop. And so if you don't want a gap, basically, like this one has here, kind of like a handle. If you don't want that, you want something a little bit closer together, like a loop, then that's what you can do. And then you just weave the end in. What we have left is basically to weave in some beads, and like I showed you in the last part, just use some yarn, or sorry, some thread and a sewing needle and create a knot. And you can start anywhere you want, but I usually start at the top so that I know where I'm going. And I think for this one it will be nicer to have some pretty silver beads, but use and don't make a mess. Well, okay, yeah, make a mess if you want. Have your partner or friend clean it up for you. Okay, so I'm just going to weave those in just like this. It's in and out without catching the the snowflake. So you just go through, and that will create another little dimension to this. And when you're done, you will have a pretty little ornament. And these are cute little things to give away. You know, if you don't celebrate the holidays, then just make snowflakes, and they're just decorations to celebrate winter. Celebrate, or to remind you of winter, and that you can make pretty little things. So yeah, just go around, and I will have the finished project I'll put up some pictures for you at the end. But that's it. So take care of yourselves and have fun doing this, because these are actually kind of fun to do. So we'll see you again next time. Take care, everybody. Bye-bye.
I have a dream that one day this nation will rise up, live out the true meaning of its creed. We hold these truths to be self-evident that all men are created equal. I have a dream that one day on the red hills of Georgia,